Famcast Media, bitch.
I guess the satanic panic really didn't end in the 1980s. It's 2023 and it's alive and well today, especially in Florida. Good evening, demons and demonesses. Kwame Wakan here, and yes, I know I do look kind of weird. Got this new hat, a friend of mine sent it to me, has like little devil horns. And yes, I am wearing makeup and I am wearing sleeves. If you have a problem with that... Well, anyway, like we all know, not a day goes by without conservative Christians making fools of themselves and saying the most darndest things. In fact, come to think of it, that's a good pitch for a show. You know, you have kids say the darndest things, now you have conservative Christians saying the darndest things. Just imagine how many hits that would get. Well, anyway, we have this story about a Florida state representative by the name of Barnaby Webster. And he made quite a few shocking comments about the LGBT community, especially trans people, comparing them to satanic demons and imps. Let's roll the clip.
Society today, and it's like I'm watching an X-Men movie with people that, when you watch the X-Men movies for Marvel Comics, it's like we have mutants living among us on planet Earth. And, you know, some people don't like that, but that's a fact. We have people that live among us today on planet Earth that are happy to display themselves as if they were mutants from another planet. This is the planet Earth, where God created men, male, and women, female. I'm a proud Christian, conservative Republican. I'm not on the fence. Not on the fence. There is so much darkness in our world today. So much evil in our world today. And so many people who are afraid to address the evil, the dysphoria, the dysfunction. I'm not afraid to address the dysphoria or the dysfunction. The Lord rebuke you, Satan, and all of your demons and all of your imps who come and parade before us. That's right, I called you demons and imps who come and parade before us and pretend that you are part of this world. So I'm saying my righteous indignation is stirred. I am sick and tired of this. I'm not going to put up with it. You can test me and try to take me on, but I promise you I'll win every time. Let's all vote up on this bill. Thank you.
Now, some of you might be asking, oh, Kwame, what triggered this whole rant? What made this man want to say all of these things about transgender people? Well, this was about a bill that's set to be passed sometime. So basically, the details of this bill is that if you were assigned male at birth, you have to use the men's restroom. And if you were assigned female at birth, you have to use the women's bathroom. Now, the person that spoke out against this was a trans man, you know, full beard and everything. All right, clearly doesn't belong in a women's restroom. But, you know, Barnaby Webster wasn't having it. Now, towards the end of his rant, he said that he would win on this issue. Well, apparently he's getting backlash from other Republicans and also, surprisingly, from other Christians. So, props to them for holding this guy accountable. So far, 2 Republicans came out and said, hey, you know, transgender people are not evil. You know, they're children of God just like everyone else. Other Christians have came out against him and said that his comments were rather disgusting. And another thing that I want to bring up is that Barnaby Webster, you know, we're not just talking about any old Republican. This is a black Republican, right? I think he's in his 60s, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, I'm going to look that up right now. Alright, so I checked it. He's 62 years old. And also British. Alright, so I just searched it up. He's 62 years old, and he's also British. So, I was going to play this civil rights movement card, but unfortunately, he's too young for that, and also, he wasn't even in the country at the time. I think he came to the United States sometime in, the early 90s. But either way, it's still a disgusting thing to see. You have a black man, not just a black man, an old black man, who's been on this earth for 6 decades. And he's supporting this type of bigotry. This reminds me of a meme I saw, back during the whole gay marriage debate, back in 2012, 2013. It's the condescending Wonka meme, where Willy Wonka's looking like this. And the caption of the meme stated, "So you're black and you don't support LGBT rights? Tell me more about how awesome discrimination is." Now, at the beginning of his rant, he starts comparing, trans people to X-Men. And my thing is this. If you've ever read the comics or watched the movies, the X-Men are the good guys. So if transgender people are the X-Men, then technically that would make Webster Barnaby Senator Robert Kelly. No, not that Robert Kelly, and not the comedian either. I'm talking about the Robert Kelly who was, a United States Senator. Basically, he was a United States Senator that supported, anti-mutant bills. He believed that mutants should be treated differently in the United States. He even ran for president and was trying to campaign on this. Now, eventually, he changes his views and he starts, supporting the X-Men and supporting mutants in general, and started advocating for equal rights for mutants. Now, if real life is anything like the comic books, I would hope that Webster Barnaby, decides to pull a Robert Kelly move and decides to say, hey, you know what? I was wrong. But, only time would tell. Now, I will give the man credit where credit's due. He did man up and admit that he was, over the top. He did apologize for his actions. But I don't know if he's really sorry because of the things that he said, or if he's sorry because, he got caught. Because like I said, there were a lot of Republicans and a lot of Christians that were outraged by what this man said. And speaking of which, if you actually read the Bible doesn't even say anything about gender or gender dysphoria or transgender people or anything. So I don't even know where So I honestly don't even know how this man can even say that transgenderism is demonic or satanic, and that they're demons and imps, because it doesn't even say that in the Bible. He just made that up. And that's the problem with a lot of, conservative Christians. They make a lot of shit up. This is nothing more than culture war garbage, and it's one of the reasons why many people are turned off from the Republican Party. It's at the point now where whenever a Republican speaks, it's all about this dumb culture war shit. It's like they're never really focused on the actual issues. You have lots of problems that are going on in Florida. You have the opioid epidemic. You have, fentanyl coming in and all that other shit. But God forbid a transgender person wants to use the bathroom. Oh no, that's terrible. That's so evil. God forbid, a person wants to, attend a drag show. God forbid, a student wants to read a book at a library. Queens. And I'm like, that's the priority of the Republican Party. And you wonder to know why so many young people are disgusted by this. You see, this culture war stuff is nothing more than political theater. It's a gimmick. It's a way for, the Republican Party and, lots of conservative Christians to, get out of talking about actual serious issues. And I'll get into that in another video. I have no problem going to the bathroom with a transgender person as long as they wash their fucking hands. If you wash your hands after using the bathroom, I have no problem with you. And also another thing to bring up, a lot of companies are starting to do this now. Some companies are starting to open up gender-neutral bathrooms. You see, a couple weeks ago, I was in Philly, and I was hanging out with some of my mates, and I'm like, all right, I gotta use the bathroom. So I asked the waiter where the bathroom was. He pointed to the wall, and the bathroom didn't even have, a symbol on it. It had a picture of a man, then a picture of a woman, and then a picture of a person in a wheelchair. So this was literally a gender-neutral bathroom. And it's not even just, small businesses. A lot of larger corporations are starting to do that too. I think Target is Target open. I think a lot of the new Target facilities that are opening have gender-neutral bathrooms. My thing is this really shouldn't be anything to be outraged over. If someone wants to use the bathroom, let them use the bathroom. It's nothing to get upset about. It's nothing to, rebuke something in the name of Jesus on. They're just going to the bathroom. It's something natural that every human being does. Why is that surprising? All right, but that's pretty much all I have to say about this. I have another thing I want to talk about today. So, you guys stay safe, stay metal, hail Satan, and I'll catch you guys next time.